Yeah, we can hear you and you can hear me, right? Hey, everybody, I'm back with Dr. Kim van der Linden. Dr. Kim, how are you today?
Good. Thank you.
Good. Kim is the proprietor at Hope Science. They make EFAC, they make Active Again, but I want to talk to you. He's going to talk to you actually about this product. Oh, I'm sorry, my green screen's not giving it the right look. Here we go. How's that? Can you see it?
See it fine. Yeah.
IP6. Kim sent me my IP6 because it has an amazing immune support formula. But Kim, go ahead and talk. Let's, in the age of COVID and everything else, talk about the pulmonary response and everything else and why this is, I know someone uses the word superfood, but I wouldn't be without this. I take the 4-day as you suggested. I'm healthy as can be. So talk about IP6, please.
So I've been taking that for 20 years because in my family we have a lot of cancer. But now it's more important than ever. So it has two functions, the IP6. One, IP6 inositol. One is to boost your immune system. And so there's a type of cell called the natural killer cell. And the natural killer cell deals with cancer cells and virally infected cells. So now with this virus, it's really, really important because that's a specific function. But even though I wrote a book on this, a couple of weeks ago, I learned of another function that's critical at this time. So what's happening with the people that are getting seriously ill is there's an overreaction of the immune system against the lungs. And when that happens, the lungs can no longer bring up the debris and they start to fill with fluid, right? So the inflammatory reaction against the lungs. And so a couple weeks ago, I got an email from the I guess, inventor, Professor Shamsuddin of IP6, and he said that a paper had just come out, actually just not even come out yet, it's just been approved for publishing. And in the paper, they looked at the inositol, and the inositol, in the case of the lungs, it dampened it's called interleukin-6. So interleukin-6 is a molecule that causes inflammation. So that's, in the case of the lungs, what's happening right now, there's an overstimulation of it, and you get damage of the lungs. So it's really, really important. And then actually he showed me some other papers from a few years ago that they were using the IP6 for the exact same reason. So there's a number of papers published, not on the coronavirus, but specific on COVID-19, but on, for instance, with babies, newborn babies, sometimes they have the problem with their lungs, and they've been able to reduce the infant mortality because of the damage to the lungs just using inositol. In fact, there's 5 papers on it, at least 5 papers.
All right, Kim, hold on one sec. Before we go too deep, let me just go back one sec. So you're saying the current virus, or is it virus in general, that's what makes it active in the lungs, and that you need the inositol to settle it back down. Is that correct?
Not exactly. So there's two parts. So one part is immune function. So that's important to deal with the virally infected cells. The second part that I didn't know about of this until recently was the fact that there's another function of the IP6 inositol is to dampen the interleukin response, interleukin-6. And it's interleukin-6 that causes that very profound inflammatory effect.
Got it. Okay.
Right. So it's potential to reduce that excess inflammation in the lungs, and that's what's causing a big problem for these people with the virus. Okay. Is when the lungs become inflamed, then they can no longer function. They fill with fluid.
Let me ask you, am I making this too simple when I say that during the crisis like this, frankly, in general, right, this has just become a daily part of my supplement routine, but you want to kind of do everything you can to use this prophylactically, prevent any damage or connection to the virus as well, right?
Well, sure. Just in medicine in general, we always term first do no harm.
Well, first do no harm, right?
So in this case, it's completely safe. I've been taking it for 20 years because, you know, the cancer in my family. But now with this major virus, if there's anything I can do that's safe and potentially has a chance to really help me prevent it from getting worse, this is, I think, is really, really important.
Okay, my second part to this question then for you is, can I, in the days where people think everything is a scam today, right?
Right.
Um, you though have actual papers and you've written a book on this specific topic. This is not like new, like it popped up last week, right?
Oh, no, I wrote, this is, you can see it, this is the book I wrote. This was 2004. And so, we've been dealing with this for a long time. This was called, in 1998 when it came out, was referred to as a natural product of the decade, right? Because it's so many uses. I can send the emails to your clients and spas with the book. They can have the book, there's no problem. But there's a lot of uses, osteoporosis, potentially diabetes, all kinds of things. There's a lot of important characteristics of this molecule, but right now it's the thing against the viruses, plus limiting the overinflammation of the lungs.
Can I give you a total aside? This is a total personal Allan thing. If my wife was here, she would always say it's always about you, Allan. But I just noticed again when I was looking at it that it's got 42 milligrams of magnesium in here. Do you know that periodically over my life, I get cramps during the night when I sleep? I don't think I've had any cramps since I've started taking this.
Well, the two main nutrient deficiencies in America, at least when I went to school, I think it's still the same, are zinc and magnesium. And so, yeah, it contains magnesium naturally. So cramps are important, but also we talk about for heart disease, if you want to prevent heart attacks and strokes, magnesium is really important. But yeah, there's lots of athletes who will use this to get the cramping in their.
Wait, Kim. So we're gonna put on the back screen how people get a hold of you, and you have what a paper you can send them, or what goes with the product, or what could they reach out to you for?
Okay, so as long as they email me, I'll send them a PDF of my book. I'll send them a copy of, these are some webinar notes. There's about 20 pages here. I'll send them the webinar notes. I'll send them the papers that just came out. The one paper is from Italy, the one on specifically the coronavirus. The other papers are from, I think, Poland. I'll send them all kinds of resources about this. So this is just something really good to take normally. I mean, I've been taking it for 20 years, but really right now, I think it's crucial people have this.
Okay, my last question. I've been taking 4 a day, but I take them all in the morning. Should I split them through the day, or is it not relevant?
I don't think it's relevant. I take 4 in the morning. I mean, when we have cancer patients, it's really serious. They can take up to 20. You'll see it. They'll see in the lecture notes. It's completely safe. They take 20, 30 a day.
Dr. Kim, can I say that every time I talk to you, I feel smarter when we finish our conversations?
Well, thank you.
And wait, and by the way, for those who don't know, okay, Kim and I are of the same age range, and so sometimes we technically foobar, but God love his daughter who is home, who comes in and fixes the computer whenever we're having our visit. So bless your family, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll add Dr. Kim's info to the back of the screen here as well.
Thank you, Allan.
Thank you too. Talk soon.